Every door has a story, every neighbor hides a secret. When Claire met the man in apartment 4B, she thought she was escaping her past. But maybe she was walking right into his. Magenta Rose presents The Man in Apartment 4B.
When I moved into that apartment, I told myself I was starting over. A new city, a new job, a clean slate. And for a while, it felt like I'd finally escaped the noise of my past. The shouting, the chaos, the version of me I wanted to forget. Until the night I met him, the man in apartment 4B. The building wasn't much. Old bricks, creaky pipes, and paper-thin walls that whispered at night. But it was cheap and quiet. Too quiet, maybe. The kind of quiet that hums in your ears until you start hearing things that aren't really there. He lived right across the hall, Ethan. Polite, always smiling, but distant. The kind of man whose voice makes you lean in to listen. Soft-spoken, careful. The kind of person who seems like he's always holding something back. He told me he worked nights, a nurse. That explained the noises at odd hours. Footsteps, soft humming sometimes. Dragging sounds. I was a freelance artist. I kept my own hours. So we crossed paths often. First at the mailbox, then in the hallway, then one night over takeout. He was kind, steady. The kind of presence that made loneliness fade. I had left my ex, Brian. He was controlling, loud. I thought I wanted peace. But the silence, it started to feel heavier than his screams. Until Ethan. He told me about his fiancée, a car accident. He never said more, and I never pushed. I told him about Brian, about the betrayal. He looked angry, his eyes darkened for just a second, and said Brian must have been a fool to lose someone like me. I remember smiling shyly, my heart fluttering. His hand brushed mine lightly. I remember that was our first touch. Some nights, he'd fall asleep on my couch while we watched old movies. He looked peaceful, gentle, but sometimes he'd twitch in his sleep, whispering a woman's name, a name I didn't recognize. One night, I woke to the sound of him crying through the wall, whispering to himself. At first, I felt pity for him. It wasn't the first time he had wept all alone, but this night, at the end, I felt anxious, because this time, he said my name. The next morning, he acted normal, smiled, asked what we should do for dinner, but there was a bruise on his neck, fresh, purple against pale skin. I didn't ask. Somewhere, deep inside me, I didn't want to know the answer. That weekend, I went to his apartment to borrow sugar. He laughed about how cliché that was. While he grabbed it from the kitchen, I noticed a door, locked with a chain. Our apartments were the same. It should have led to a second bedroom. He said it was just storage. The smell coming from it, though, was wrong. It was metallic, sweet, the kind of smell that clings to your throat. I asked whether something had burst or spilt in there. He smiled his quiet smile, saying he would check it later. That night, I heard scraping sounds, like something heavy being dragged. Then a faint thud, followed by silence. The next day, my door was open. Nothing stolen, but my photo frame, the one of me and my sister, was gone. I called Ethan to check on him. Maybe he too had had a break-in. No answer. So I went to 4B. The door was slightly ajar. The smell hit me first. Bleach. The air felt thick, heavy. On the counter, there was a stack of letters, each with a woman's name. The same name he always said in his sleep. Each starting the same way. To the one I couldn't save. They found him 2 days later, not far from the river. The police said he'd taken his own life. Rope marks had been found around his neck, old ones, and new. In his apartment, they found dozens of photos of me, printed, dated, labeled, the next one. Sometimes I still hear noises in the walls, scratching, like someone trying to get out. Maybe Ethan really did want to love again. Maybe he just didn't know how to stop losing people. Maybe he had tried to protect me from what he knew he was. Days later, the truth came out. His fiancée's death. was still under investigation in his home state. He'd been there, had watched her die, had done nothing to help her. But there was insufficient evidence for a charge. The man was a doctor, a surgeon, but he had left all that, becoming a nurse instead. His fiancée had been cheating on him, and he had found out. She was going to leave him a few days before their wedding, and he had made sure that never happened. When I moved in across the hall, he saw her in me. Same smile, same voice, same art degree. He had been writing those letters the police had found to her, his guilt having overwhelmed him. I should have moved, but I didn't. I told myself it was grief, that he wasn't a monster, just broken. And maybe I wanted to be the one who could fix him. So I moved into his apartment. I missed him, the warmth, the way he made the silence feel safe, the way he said my name like it was something worth saving. Now someone else lives in my old place. His name is Ray. He's polite, quiet, but with a cheerful disposition, a night shift nurse. The noises in the walls have stopped. I bumped into him again today, at the mailbox. He likes old movies as much as I do. Tomorrow, I think I'll fix the lock on that second bedroom door.
This is Magenta Rose, where love, lies, and loss intertwine. If this story left you thinking, stay a while. There are more shadows to uncover,